You're pouring every ounce of your soul into that dream, burning the midnight oil, skipping meals, ghosting friends, convinced that sheer grit will carry you to the top. But what if the finish line keeps slipping away, and the game is stacked against you? What if success hides truth so raw, so brutal, people barely whisper them? Welcome to the harsh truth about success no one admits. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, you've probably felt that gut-wrenching frustration of chasing a goal that feels like a fading mirage. Today, we're tearing apart the shiny myths of success and laying bare the gritty, uncomfortable realities. Stuff influencers, gurus, bosses, even your parents won't admit. Over the next few hours, we'll unravel why success is messier, tougher, and way more unfair than anyone lets on, and how you can still carve out a win on your own terms. We're diving deep with hard science, raw stories, global perspectives, and practical steps to redefine what winning means to you. Let's hit you with a reality check. Only 8% of people hit their long-term goals, even though 80% set them. A 2018 Harvard study found wealth, not talent, predicts career success in 60% of cases. Hard work is vital, but timing, connections, and plain luck often steal the show. Wonder why some people glide to the top while you're stuck grinding in the trenches? That's the truth we're dissecting. We'll cover 12 key areas: the historical roots of success, the myth of meritocracy, psychological barriers sabotaging you, the brutal sacrifices demanded, the crushing mental health toll, luck and privilege's massive role, society's toxic success metrics, global perspectives, education's rigged systems, workplace dynamics, gender and racial disparities, the impact of failure, and ethical dilemmas of hustle culture. We'll share real case studies, triumphs, heartbreaks, and redefinitions, and wrap up with science-backed strategies to beat the odds. If this sounds like the wake-up call you need, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment. What's the toughest hurdle you've faced chasing success? Let's dive in. Success wasn't always what it is now. In ancient times, it meant survival, hunting, gathering, or leading a tribe to safety. The Greeks saw it as honor and wisdom. Aristotle called it eudaimonia, a life of flourishing through virtue. In the Middle Ages, success was land, titles, or divine favor. Nobles prospered while serfs slaved. The Industrial Revolution in the 1800s flipped the script to wealth and productivity. Robber barons like John D. Rockefeller built empires, but a 2019 economic study notes they exploited workers and crushed competition to do it. Their success wasn't just grit, it was ruthless. The 20th century birthed the American dream. Work hard, get a house, a car, a stable life. Post-World War II prosperity made it real for some, but a 2020 sociology paper shows it locked out minorities and women. The 1980s, with Wall Street's rise, turned greed into a virtue. Think Gordon Gekko's "greed is good" mantra. The 2000s, tech moguls like Mark Zuckerberg redefined success as disruption, fame, or billion-dollar IPOs. Social media, post-2010, made it about followers, likes, and viral moments. A 2023 study found 65% of Gen Z equate success with online influence, but 70% feel trapped, comparing themselves to curated lives on Instagram or TikTok. Historical figures tell the story. Thomas Edison, with 1,093 patents, is hailed as a genius. But a 2021 biography shows he leaned on teams, existing patents, and lucky investor meetings. Nikola Tesla, brilliant but unconnected, died broke despite inventing AC electricity. Ada Lovelace, the first computer programmer, was sidelined by 19th century gender norms, her genius barely recognized until decades later. History screams that success blends effort, timing, and access. Posts today echo this. People share stories of burnout, chasing dreams sold as just work harder. This isn't just history, it's a warning about the game we're all playing. Meritocracy is a fairy tale. You're told hard work equals rewards, but the system's rigged. A 2018 Harvard study found wealth predicts career success in 60% of industries. In Hollywood, 30% of top roles go to those with family connections. 70% of startup founders come from privileged backgrounds, per a 2021 venture capital report. 40% of hires are referrals, not open applicants, per 2022 LinkedIn data. Systemic barriers hit hard. Black and Hispanic professionals face 50% more job rejections than white peers with similar resumes. Per a 2020 study, women earn 82 cents for every dollar a man makes per 2023 BLS data. Elite schools favor legacy admissions. 43% of Harvard's 2019 class had family ties. Geography is a gatekeeper. A 2024 Oxford study found urban hubs like New York or London offer 3 times more network access than rural areas. If you're born in a small town, you're climbing a steeper hill. Education, race, gender, location, these block talent. A 2023 X thread went viral when a coder shared getting ghosted on 200 job applications, while a friend with a referral landed a Google gig. I know a teacher, Maria, who applied to 50 schools but lost out to less qualified candidates with insider connections. Ever felt locked out despite your hustle? It's not just you, it's the system. Your mind can be your worst enemy. Self-doubt creeps in when you compare yourself to others. 2022 study found 80% of professionals wrestle with self-limiting beliefs like, I'm not good enough. Fear of failure stops 60% from taking risks, per a 2021 psychology report. The Dunning-Kruger effect makes less skilled people overconfident, while talented ones undervalue themselves. Social media fuels comparisonitis. 65% of users feel inferior scrolling Instagram, per a 2023 study. Perfectionism, tied to anxiety, paralyzes 50% of high achievers, per a 2022 APA report. My friend Priya, a writer, scrapped a novel fearing it wasn't perfect. Imposter syndrome hits even the best. 70% of executives feel like frauds, per a 2022 study. A 2024 survey found 55% of Gen Z avoid opportunities due to self-doubt. Ever held back because you didn't feel ready? That's your brain sabotaging you. Success demands brutal sacrifices. Time vanishes first. Entrepreneurs like Elon Musk brag about 100-hour work weeks, but 65% of high achievers sacrifice family time. Per a 2020 survey, 40% face divorce or strained relationships. 55% of CEOs skip vacations, per a 2023 study. Lisa, a founder I know, built a $5 million company but missed her daughter's first steps in school plays. She'd trade it back. Health takes a hit. A 2021 NIH study links long hours to heart disease and diabetes risk. 70% of professionals face chronic stress. 50% get less than 6 hours sleep, per 2023 data. My friend Tom, a lawyer, worked 80-hour weeks to make partner, landing in the ER with panic attacks. Relationships erode fast. 60% of ambitious pros feel isolated, per a 2024 Pew survey. Dating apps are flooded with stories of partners neglected for career goals. Hobbies, travel, personal growth gone. A 2020 X post went viral. A user quit music for a corporate job, regretting it a decade later. I know a chef, Diego, who gave up his passion for a stable office job, only to feel empty. Sacrifices don't guarantee success. A 2023 study found 45% of entrepreneurs regret their trade-offs, even after hitting financial goals. What are you willing to lose? That's the question nobody asks. The mental health toll is crushing. Success doesn't bring joy. It often breeds anxiety. 70% of executives battle imposter syndrome, fearing exposure, per a 2022 study. Even Michelle Obama admits to it. 50% of professionals hit burnout by 35. Exhaustion, cynicism, collapse, per a 2021 WHO report. Tech workers chasing startup glory report 60% burnout, per a 2022 blind survey. Sarah, a coder I know, quit a 6-figure job after burnout left her unable to function. 40% of high achievers face depression, per a 2020 study. Success feels hollow without balance. Celebrities like Kanye West or Naomi Osaka show fame's mental strain. Public meltdowns aren't rare. Social media fuels comparison. 70% of Gen Z feel inadequate on Instagram, per a 2024 study. 45% of C-suite leaders report weekly anxiety. A 2023 X post from a CEO went viral. I hit my goals, but I'm emptier than ever. Ever felt like a failure despite your wins? That's the treadmill. Luck and privilege are game changers. A 2019 Oxford study found random chance, like meeting a mentor or catching a break, outweighs effort. Jeff Bezos' $250,000 parental loan launched Amazon. 80% of billionaires had early financial or network advantages, per a 2021 Stanford analysis. Wealthy kids are 10 times more likely to attend elite schools, per a 2020 Pew study. Black professionals face 30% lower promotion rates than white peers, per a 2022 McKinsey report. Women hold 28% of senior STEM roles despite equal qualifications, per 2023 NSF data. Timing is huge. A 2024 study found entering a recession job market cuts earnings 20% for a decade. Tech booms favor those in hubs like Silicon Valley in the 2000s. My cousin Anna, a brilliant engineer, missed a tech wave due to visa delays. Ever felt you missed the right moment? That's luck, not failure. Society's success metrics are a trap. We're sold money, fame, titles as the dream. 60% of successful people, high earners or status holders, feel empty chasing validation, per a 2023 Gallup poll. Social media amplifies this. Instagram's luxury posts make your achievements feel small. 70% of millennials feel inadequate scrolling, per a 2022 study. In the US, success is wealth and independence. In East Asia, it's academic excellence and family honor. 80% of Asian students feel like failures without top grades, per a 2021 study. Happiness-focused cultures like Denmark tie success to social contribution, creating subtle guilt for personal ambition. A 2024 X thread asked, "What's success?" Answers ranged from one net worth to time to read daily. Chasing someone else's dream burns you out. Ever run for a prize you don't even want? Success looks different globally. In China, the Gaokao exam dictates futures. 90% of students report stress-related illnesses, per a 2023 study. South Korea's 60-hour work weeks burn out 50% of professionals, per a 2022 report. In the US, wealth defines success. 70% feel unfulfilled chasing it, per a 2024 survey. In Nigeria, success means community impact. 55% of youth feel pressure to make it big for their families, per a 2023 study. Germany pushes career stability. 60% of workers feel trapped in rigid paths, per a 2022 study. Mediterranean cultures like Spain value lifestyle, but 45% of young Spaniards face job scarcity stress. In India, academic pressure drives 70% of students to anxiety, per a 2024 study. 65% of workers worldwide feel stuck in societal expectations, per a 2024 global report. What does success mean to you? Education systems rig the game early. Elite schools prioritize wealth. 43% of Ivy League students come from the top 1%, per a 2023 study. Standardized tests favor those with access to tutors. 60% of high SAT scorers had private coaching, per a 2021 report. In developing nations, underfunded schools limit opportunities. 50% of African students lack basic resources, per a 2022 UNESCO study. A 2024 X post from a teacher went viral. Her rural students couldn't afford textbooks, while urban kids had private mentors. My friend Jamal, a straight-A student, couldn't afford college apps, missing out on scholarships. Education should level the playing field, but it often widens the gap. Ever felt stuck by your school's limits? Workplace dynamics are brutal. Corporate cultures reward overwork. 65% of employees feel pressure to stay late, per a 2023 Gallup survey. Promotions often go to those who network, not perform. 40% of raises favor visibility over results, per a 2022 HR study. Gig work, like Uber or Upwork, promises freedom but traps workers in low pay. 60% earn below minimum wage after fees, per a 2023 report. Toxic bosses and cliques block advancement. 50% of workers report workplace bias, per a 2024 study. I know a marketer, Elena, who was passed over for promotion because she didn't fit the culture. Ever felt stuck in a job that doesn't see you? Gender and racial disparities tilt the scales. Women face a glass ceiling, only 10%. Of Fortune 500 CEOs are female, per 2024 data. Black and Hispanic workers face 30% lower promotion rates, per a 2022 McKinsey study. Microaggressions drain morale. 60% of minority pros report workplace discrimination, per a 2023 survey. A 2024 X thread shared a black engineer's story, passed over for projects despite top skills. Women in STEM are 50% less likely to be credited for ideas, per a 2023 NSF study. My colleague Priya faced sexist comments dismissing her tech expertise. Ever felt judged for who you are, not what you do? Failure's sting shapes success. 70% of startups fail within 5 years, per a 2023 SBA study, crushing dreams. A 2022 psychology report found failure triggers shame in 65% of entrepreneurs, stopping them from trying again. Society glorifies winners but shames losers. Think failed startup stigma. Yet failure builds resilience. 75% of successful founders failed at least once, per a 2024 study. My friend Leo's first business tanked, but he learned skills that led to a $2 million venture. 2023 X Post shared a chef's story. Her restaurant closed, but she pivoted to a food truck empire. Ever let failure stop you? It's not the end, it's a lesson. Technology shapes the game. Social media amplifies comparison. Instagram's algorithm pushes curated lives, triggering inadequacy in 70% of users, per a 2024 study. LinkedIn optimizes networking, but favors the connected. 80% of job leads come from existing networks, per a 2023 report. Gig platforms like Upwork take 20% cuts, per a 2023 study, limiting earnings. Automation threatens 30% of jobs by 2030, per a 2021 McKinsey study, hitting low-skill workers hardest. Crypto and NFTs promised wealth, but 60% of investors lost money, per a 2022 survey. Tech can empower or exploit. Choose wisely. Hustle culture's ethics are murky. Corporations save $1.8 trillion yearly on unpaid overtime, per a 2023 report. Amazon workers skip breaks under pressure, per a 2022 union survey. Instagram knew its algorithm fueled body dysmorphia but chased engagement, per a 2024 leak. 70% of followers feel inadequate. The 1% hold 50% of global wealth, per 2024 Oxfam data, while workers burn out. Elite networks give 80% of top jobs to 20% of connected pros, per a 2023 study. A 2022 ethics paper calls hustle culture exploitative, selling a dream most can't reach. Is it fair to glorify overwork? Real stories hit hardest. Sarah, a tech founder, hit $10 million but lost her health and kids' childhood to stress. Mike, a talented artist, never broke through, lacking connections. Emma, a mediocre influencer, went viral via TikTok's algorithm. Raj, an Indian engineer, faced visa and bias barriers in Silicon Valley, returning home defeated. Aisha, a Nigerian entrepreneur, worked 18-hour days until a lucky investor meeting launched her fashion brand. Hiroshi, a Japanese salaryman, burned out chasing promotions, embracing minimalism. Maria, a Brazilian teacher, pivoted from a dead-end job to a tutoring empire after a mentor's advice. These stories show success blends grit, systems, and chance. What's next for success? AI and automation will reshape work. 30% of jobs may vanish by 2030, per a 2025 forecast. The metaverse could amplify virtual fame, worsening comparison. Regulation may curb toxic hustle. EU laws target overwork per a 2024 report. Grassroots movements like X's work-life balance grow. 30% of Gen Z plan to redefine success per a 2025 survey. Climate change adds pressure. 50% of workers in vulnerable regions face job loss by 2040 per a 2023 UN report. Success could get harder or freer. It's your move. How do you win? Redefine success. What matters to you? Time, impact, wealth. Set value-aligned goals. Build networks, attend meetups, join X groups like Career Change. Prioritize mental health, therapy, Sadhguru's mindfulness, or apps like Calm or Headspace. Be adaptable. 75% of successful people switched careers. Para 2024 study. Accept luck's role but control effort. Use tools like Focus Will for productivity, Forest to block distractions, Trello for organization. Join DARS Digital Detox or Mindful Work communities for support. Practice resilience. Learn from failure, like 70% of top entrepreneurs did. Start small. One goal, one step today. We've exposed the truths. Success has deep roots. Meritocracy's a lie. Your mind sabotages. Sacrifices hurt. Mental health suffers. Luck rules. Society misleads. Education and workplaces rig the game. Disparities block paths. Failure stings, tech complicates, and hustle's unethical. Success is messy, unfair, and brutal. But you can play smarter. Set one personal goal now. Comment it below. Like, subscribe, and share to help others rethink. Success. Stay real.